Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that's been a very popular topic of discussion. Today I want to talk about the decision to put Harriet Tubman on the 20. I know a lot of people are very excited about this decision because it is a sign of progress. And let me personally say, I know that as Black people, as a race, we have fought for progress, not only fought, but died for progress. So I do genuinely understand that perspective. I just don't necessarily agree with it. I don't want Harriet Tubman on my 20. The reason for that being is because she was a slave. Now, if someone were to run up to me and say, "Who is Harriet Tubman to you?" the last thing I would say was a slave. I would say a visionary. I would say a genius. I would say a brave, phenomenal American hero. I would say all of these things. I would probably not even mention that she was a slave. But I find it a little ironic that the representation of that she is going to be represented on the currency of a country that doesn't even acknowledge that slavery existed or acknowledge the effect it has had on said people who were enslaved. I think that that is taking her image and that is manipulating it because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to her image because when she was a slave here, she wasn't very patriotic. It just seems a bit disrespectful to say, hey, I know you fought really hard for your people to be safe and for your people to be free for the entirety of your life, but we still want to just take your image to make everyone think that we are getting towards progress, but we don't want to take responsibility for the reason you were put in the situation you were put in. I don't think it makes very much sense. I don't understand why it couldn't be a person who had an actual American citizenship. I don't understand why it couldn't be a person who had a dignified actual life as an American here. For example, Martin Luther King, Madam C.J. Walker, Maya Angelou. There are really plenty of people who got to live normal human lives and make accomplishments that have nothing to do with slavery. It's mind-blowing that they chose a slave to put on the currency first, and it says a lot about where the country actually is. Maybe to further illustrate my point is I can say that when I get a 20, the only image I've seen of Harriet Tubman on the internet lately is a picture of her face wearing a scarf, wearing a bandana to hold her hair down. Now, when I get this 20 and Harriet Tubman is looking at me with a scarf on her head, I'm going to automatically think about the fact that it took my people so long to love their natural hair, and that a lot of my people still don't love their natural hair because we were conditioned to hate the natural texture of our hair. And I know that might be reaching and I know that might be deep, but it just says a lot to get a $20 bill and just have a reminder of that right there. That's it. What it symbolizes is so much deeper than just Harriet Tubman's image as a heroic person. Now, I don't know everything, and I'm not saying that I'm this person who can fix the society or fix the country that we live in, but I do think that what they're trying to accomplish with this change is good. I think that it's just not realistic. Oh God, sorry, I'm trying to scratch my face. I feel like the best way to go about actual change and actual understanding is through the education system. You have to understand that when people are conditioned a certain way, they're not going to change unless they want to, so there's not really a point in trying to convince them on your own time. I'm a strong believer that there should be 4 years of U.S. history, and the majority of U.S. history should be slavery, because slavery is Black U.S. history, whether people want to admit that or not. And there were a lot of things that happened within slavery that, again, affect today's society. I think that having more information presented to that age group, the high school age group, will make a more understanding generation. It will help people will understand white privilege instead of telling us that it's something that we made up for sympathy. Because right now, a lot of people still think the Black struggle is in our head. We're still told to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps and to make the best out of our situation, and that we succeed if we want to succeed. Of course we succeed if we want to succeed, but it's a lot harder. And I just feel like putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill, that's just going to be another Band-Aid. It's not going to really get to the real problem. It's not going to really get to the meat and help people understand as a society where we are. I really hope that it doesn't take them as long to put more Black people on money as it did to get the first, because to be perfectly honest, I don't want to be sitting down with my babies teaching them about money and say, hey, he invented this, and hey, he was a president, and she, Harriet Tubman, was a really brave woman. Because my baby's going to ask, Mama, why was she a brave woman? And then I'm just going to have to break down that a slave is the only Black woman or is the only person of color on all of our currency. I don't want to explain that to my kids. I don't want to tell my kids that, you know? So I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys feel. I know that a lot of people are for this decision, and I do want to hear from you. I want to hear the positive side, because it's happening whether I like it or not. So I want to hear people who are for it so that I can find comfort in that and kind of maybe adapt some of that reasoning to how I feel. If you do agree with me, I also want to hear from you as well. What else do you think that we can do to kind of help society along with being realistic and really understanding how everything is really rooted back to that time in history? What can we do? Let me know. Leave a comment below. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. If you do like this talking video, again, let me know and I will do more like it. This was really cool. I really do like talking to you guys, and I hope I get to do it more. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.